Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. It's Finney here from Emporium Brewing, doing my SJPorr challenge beer, which is fun times. So, I was going to do this a couple of days ago, but unfortunately they started chlorinating the water just as I was about to brew, which was a pain in the butt. So today I'm trying two methods of getting rid of the chlorine, because I'm pretty sure it's chlorine, not chloramine, because it comes and goes. Like the few weeks previously, it was fine. When I did my Mars and brew, like there was no hint of chlorine in the smell. So what we've got is, I've got my initial strike water is going to be in this one. Wrong way. And that I'm going to boil for like 15 minutes. In here I've got my sparge water, and I don't know if you can see them, a few bits floating on the top. In that one I've used a Camden tablet, and I'm doing the two methods because I only had one Camden tablet. But then I read later on that one Camden can do 20 gallons, so doesn't matter. Stop waffling, Finny. So yeah, hopefully by this afternoon I'll be able to do some brewing, because I need to get this done, because it's getting a little bit close to the times I need to send it off to Grant. But we're going to do, I don't know if I'll say what I'll do. I'm going to do a beer. I don't want to preempt anybody's things, but hopefully it works out. Hopefully it's sessionable. Because of everything going on, I've not had a chance to even do any test batching, so this is pretty much off the fly from whatever hops I had in the fridge. Thankfully, from the homebrew shop, I'd still got quite a lot of stock, so I've brought a lot of that here. So I've got some good hops to use. But one of the differences is, obviously not being in the shop, I don't have access to all those malts and be able to play around at last minute and stuff, so now I've got to be more organised. It's terrible. But what I've had to do is get a new mill, because being so far away from any homebrew shop, there's no point. It's going to be easier for me to have stocks of grain and then just use them as and when. So I think next month, or in about 3 weeks, we do our next contract brew. So I'll probably just get a load more then, and then I've got stocks to then play with. But I've had to build my mill thing. So this is my new mill build. So this was my very, very first fermenter. That was the original one I got in my starter pack that I bought in Oamaru a long time ago. So the hopper, the thing is now, I guess there's a bit of space missing at the bottom, maybe a 25 litre hopper. And then I've just duct tape and cardboard. It's a winning combination. But it's a 3mm Monster Mill roller that I bought when I was over in the States from More Beer. It should be fine, I think. There's no reason why it shouldn't all work. I've set the mill to about a mil, 1mm. And then I'll just mill into the bucket here, and we'll be good. So it's untested as yet, but I've got my malt's over in the corner. So yeah, stay tuned. I'll hopefully be mashing in, well, I think it's 11 o'clock now, so hopefully by 2 o'clock. So we're not doing too much in the dark later on. But I just want to make sure I do this short boil. Just make sure there's no chlorine in the beer, because it will come through in spades once it gets warm and stuff. But fingers crossed, we should be all right. And what else is going on? I guess you have a little look at the rigger station. You can see the before and afters. I am doing another video on that. But as you come through, this is the back wall, and then this week we get new roofing iron for the roof of this building, and I'm going to put that across there. And then we've got some nice macrocarpa desks, and then look, you get a nice view out of this if you ignore the crappy polytunnels. And then the mini golf is over there, which is starting to look a lot better. And we started putting the bricks back in this week, so it's fully usable. And then we've got to redo some of the holes, but hopefully I might do some videos on that, so you can all see what we're up to. But right, for now, I'm going to do another bits and wait on my water to boil. So, Brewery Cat says hello. Don't you, Pops? Rightio, lunch was nice. Had a nice cob. So the rest of the milling went fine with me drill. It was struggling a bit towards the end. I'll tell you, those batteries, man, they struggle. They really do struggle. But we got through, which is good. And yeah, we mashed. We seem to have got about 80% efficiency. So I had to change the mill setting slightly. I'd set it to 1 millimeter on the mill, but I don't know if it's just because the initial drill I was using couldn't work with that or whatever, but I loosened it off a wee bit to try and get it to work. So we got a few old maids, what they call it, when you get a full grain through the mill. But to be fair, like if you look at that, this is the spent grain. It looks pretty good, to be honest. Plenty of endosperm available and plenty of husk. So in the end, I think probably what I've got it set to now is not too bad. But like if ever you're setting up a mill, yeah, I'll walk you over to show you. And once you've set whatever it is that you're gonna set it to, regardless whether that's 1 mil, 1.2, 1.5, whatever, make marks on your mill so you can see here that was a straight up, and that's where it was originally set to. The reason I've done that is because even if you're happy with that initial mark, if you're milling and milling and milling, you don't know whether that's slipping or not. By putting a mark on it, at least you know exactly where it is to begin with, and then if it moves off, you know where to come back to. Or if you need to move away from that slightly, then you know roughly where you are with it. I remember in the shop, one of the nuts used to come undone after a while, and then you'd look down and the thing had gone round quite far. So there's a good tip there. Always make sure you know roughly where your mill is at. So yeah, I'm just waiting for this to come up to the boil, and then we'll get adding all the hops and what have you. Ooh, best move the hops out of the sun. No reason to get light strike this early in it. The sun's come out, it's great. Yeah, it's hard to do this without telling you what I'm brewing, but if you're in the competition, hopefully you'll have a nice tasty beer to try. So I'll crack on with this, and then once we get sorted, and in the keg, we'll talk about the competition, because I've just hit 300 subscribers, so check it out in a minute. Bye. Rightio, just sat here chilling out while my boil's going, just trying to catch up on some videos, so you might see a few comments from me, because I thought I'd just take this hour while we're boiling just to chill out and see what's going on out there. So cheers to you all. One thing that did happen while I was away was we had the news about Strat passing away. So cheers, Strat. We never really got to communicate too much, but you always commented on my videos, and I got to see a few of yours and the cool wildlife that's in your back garden. So you'll be missed. And yeah, it's sad to see another brew brother go down. But here's to you, mate. Cheers. So this beer is the latest one we took out the barrel. So initially it was a Belgian porter that's been in our barrel it was in about 6 months, because it seems to be quite an aggressive barrel, like it sours pretty quickly. So we didn't want to let it go too far and get too acidic, so we pulled it out, and mine's just on keg, in the kegerator at the moment. I've got so much beer that's stacked up that I thought, bugger it, we'll have it on tap, why not? So yeah, barrel aged Belgian porter in the brew house, which is awesome. So I've got about 10 minutes left on the boil here. It's all seemed to be progressing all right. Gravity was a little bit down pre-boil, but I think sometimes the grain father, when you're trying to mix it up before the boil to get a pre-gravity reading, a lot of your first runnings go down so long, trying to get mixed to get a true reading. And it was the first time crushing with the mill, so it looked all right, but hopefully it'll come out All right, so yeah, onto the competition. So back in 2014 was my first go at the SJPorr challenge, and I came fourth in New Zealand. Got pipped by about 0.3 or something like this. But to go in to win something, I'll do a selection of beers or a T-shirt or something. I haven't figured out the prize yet. Just tell me who won the New Zealand section of the SJPorr challenge in 2014. It's pretty easy. You might have to copy and paste because it's a tricky name. So yeah, do that, and then we'll give it to the end of the month or something, and then we'll get sending some beers around. So cheers, everyone, and hopefully this comes out all right and is under that 4.5 limit because it's on the edge. And if I don't see you, I'll see you next Wednesday. Cheers. Take care. Yeah. Fuckity fuck.